Now we are calculating standard deviation. Standard deviation can be calculated for a population, or it can be calculated for a sample taken out of the population. Here in this question, we are assuming that there are 5 investment managers, only 5 in a small investment firm, right? And here we have taken the annualized return which they produced. So these 5 managers produced these returns which are given here, right? And these are the only 5 managers in the firm, so this is a population. So what we will do here is we will be calculating the standard deviation of the entire population, and here it is to be remembered or recalled that standard deviation is a concept that was introduced by Carl Pearson, and this measures the absolute dispersion, or we can say absolute variability of the distribution, right? So if a distribution has smaller standard deviation, it means that its mean is more representative. Hence, standard deviation is very useful in judging the representativeness of the mean, right? And we will calculate standard deviation of the population. We will go to formulas, more functions, statistical, and we will scroll down to S. And here we see 2 standard deviations. One is P. If we hover over here, it tells us that standard dev stdev.p calculates standard deviation of the entire population. This is what we want. So we will click this, and now this is asking for the arguments, function arguments, which numbers we want to use here. I will click this arrow and select these 5 returns representing all the 5 investment managers hired by a small investment firm, and the data is in cells from cells B2 to B6, and I click OK here, and here we get the standard deviation, which is 5.96657,356. So again, one more time, we can reduce the decimal points and it becomes 5.967. So what does it basically mean? It just means that there is a variability that the actual return can be either side. The standard mean can be plus or minus 5.967%. So variability in the mean can be plus minus 5.967%, right? So now here we now calculate the variance of the population, and for this we will be using this function, statistical function. Let us go to VARP. This VARP calculates the variance of the entire population as it says, and this is what we want. And here it is asking for the data set, all the values from B2 to B6, and here we go, 5.6. If you want to see one more decimal point, 60, right? So what is the interpretation of variance of the population? This is very interesting. So how we will interpret it? Interpretation of the variance just means that average variation from mean return is 35.60% scared. So, well, this does not make much sense. Percent scared, at least for me, does not make much sense. So if we had rather calculated the variance not as a percentage but as a value, as a decimal point, then the variance here would have been 0.00356. So that is what it means, right? So I think variance is little difficult to interpret here rather than the standard deviation. So standard deviation means that variance, standard deviation of 5.967 means that variation, average variation from mean return would be 5.967. Thank you.